Listen guys, if you're thinking about supercharging your car, this is how you find out to do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Bro, that's supercharged!
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we have this beautiful mineral white E92 M3. It's not NA. This one is actually supercharged. It's my friend Zach from up in the Raleigh area. He's gonna come over here in a minute and talk a little bit about his car. We're also gonna take a ride, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, guys, so this is my buddy Zach, and he's got this beautiful E92 M3. We actually connected on Instagram when I put a story up looking for someone to film this weekend, and he was coming through to see a concert in town. So he brought his supercharged, his ESS supercharged E92 M3, and I gotta say, this thing is absolutely beautiful, man. You've done a wonderful job with it. Let's talk a little bit about this car and what you've done to it in terms of exterior modifications, suspension, wheels, performance, and all of that. Zach, welcome to the channel, bro.
How you doing, man? Nice
Good,
to meet
man.
you.
Good, man.
I bought the car back in 2018. I bought it with around 50,000 miles. I'm nearing 90,000 now, so I've put a lot of miles on it. I've really been enjoying it.
Cool.
It's a great car. I'm currently the second owner of it. I really lucked out with this car. It's mineral white. I wanted an LCI just for the little bit of the updates. I love the taillights. Obviously, you can buy them and swap them out. I looked for a while for the cars, and this is just the one that I ended up picking out.
She's beautiful, dude. When you were looking for a car, did you have a preference in transmission?
I specifically wanted the DCT.
You did? Okay.
Obviously, you know, we all love the raw feeling of having a manual car.
Yeah.
But this car was literally built around the fact to have the DCT transmission in it.
And it's so much faster with it.
It's just so enjoyable for an automatic car. And it's also very versatile. You know, if you want, you can beat on it, rip on it, have fun. And if you want to just cruise around, chill, you could just put it in automatic and just cruise.
Do you daily drive this?
I do not daily this, so I have a 4Runner that I daily. I do drive this often. It sees rain, it sees weather. I don't drive it in the snow and stuff like that, but I mean, it's just a car all in all.
So cosmetically, it looks pretty simple, right? Like you haven't done a lot to it on the exterior, but it looks so clean that way.
Yeah, so I was never a really big fan of carbon or anything, but these cars just suit to have the carbon looks on them, the aesthetics and everything just flows well with these cars. So obviously the car came with the carbon roof. Yeah. Super clean. One of the best looking cars with the carbon roof on it.
I agree.
I'm running a Palm Performance GT4 V2 lip. Side skirts are RW carbon.
Okay.
I have the factory M Performance rear spoiler, and I have a Veris Rep rear diffuser without the upper section. So
you and I were talking a little bit about the diffuser earlier. Have you had any issues with a diffuser like that? How long have you had that on there for?
So I installed the diffuser around 2019. It was a bit of a process to put it on. It doesn't come with any instructions. I'm pretty handy with cars, but I am not the slightest bit upset about it. It's been awesome. It has zero vibrations. The build quality was very high. So I ended up buying it from a company called ABS Auto Body.
Okay.
They sell them and they're on their website, and I would recommend them to anybody. If you're not a big fan of the diffuser setups that come on the back of these cars, I'm not really a fan of them, but I love the under tray.
Yeah.
It looks so clean.
Yeah, yours, the one that you have on this car looks a lot better than the other ones that I've seen in person. Yeah, well, I love it, man. It's very clean and simple, and the mineral white is just so good. I love the mineral white over the Alpine white. Personally, I think that the mineral white looks better. I think it's the better option.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Alpine white. It's the classic BMW white color. They look awesome. This car looks just amazing with a little bit of pearl in it. It's a bit brighter, and when it's in the sun, it just really pops.
It's got more shine to it. So the dealership that you bought it from didn't even know that it was mineral white. They thought it was Alpine white.
Yeah, so it was advertised as Alpine. I ended up going there and I was like, this car's not Alpine. I didn't even know this mineral white color existed. And when I was inspecting the car, you know, I looked at the paint code.
You're like,
it says mineral white, so I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks so good, man.
Also, I have the GTS front grills and the side markers, which are black chrome. So it's just like a nice little chef's kiss. You know, people normally have like the gloss black, or they keep the chrome in there, so it's just a nice touch.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the wheel and tire and the brakes setup that you have on this car, even suspension, a little bit of all that.
So I was always a huge fan of 19s on these cars. I just recently switched to these 18s. I am a little biased on it. I still love how my 19-inch TEs were. These are really growing on me, and I love the contrast. If you look closely, they have the Volk Racing engraved into the actual lip of the wheel, which I think is a really cool feature.
Yeah.
So these are 18-inch TEs, 18 by 9.5 and 10.5 in the rear, with 265, 285. 35.
Okay, cool.
These are black edition 3s.
Okay.
So that's what the color's called.
Yeah. No, it looks really good against this color too. So the brakes are cool. Tell me about the brakes.
So yeah, the brakes is one of my favorite things. I try to keep most of the modifications really nice, aesthetic, but kind of subtle, nothing too over the top. So I wanted to get a big brake kit. I ended up finding these, which are like a Porsche Cayenne Turbo retrofit. They're called Brembo 18Zs.
Okay.
And I just wanted to keep it simple with black with the white emblem, and I think they look awesome.
Yeah, they look really good. That's definitely the way to go. Did you find that this was a bit more on the affordable side to do it that route?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely way more affordable. You know, this isn't a track monster or anything like that. I drive this thing a lot. I didn't want to spend a ton of money to never see the performance that I could ever get out of an actual big brake kit.
Totally.
The factory brake kit is good, but there's just not a lot of surface area for the brakes. They really do get pretty heat soaked and like really kind of die out if you're actually like beating on the car, like if you go to the Dragon or something like that. So this just has way more contact patch. It's 6-piston in the front, 4-piston in the back. You really can't go wrong with it.
What's the brake dust with it?
So I actually have ceramic brake pads, and I don't really have any brake dust because I hate cleaning wheels.
Dude, mine's horrible.
So these are actually like the most expensive ceramic brake pads you can buy from O'Reilly's. So I just was like, let me try these out, and I did have a different set on which did make brake dust. These are the expensive ones, and maybe like the price difference was like $10 or so, but I haven't cleaned these wheels since I put them on.
I wonder if they make those pads for my car.
I would definitely try looking. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen my wheels.
I saw.
Bad, dude.
Yeah. You have a bit of brake dust on there.
They got that bronze tint to them.
But yeah, I don't know. Let's do a little hand test here. Let's see if there's anything.
Dude,
barely anything.
That like reminds me of my carbon ceramics in my GTS. It's like literally that clean. That's nuts. Never could I ever.
Suspension wise, I am running Broadway suspension. I had them on 4 of my cars, and I've always loved them. I always used to have like really slammed or dumped cars, and you know, that's what that company's really known for. They're Fortune Autos with like shorter shock bodies. They could do custom top hats. You could add a lot of camber and stuff like that. They could do custom anodizing, engraving, all that type of stuff.
So it's all built in? Camber plates, everything?
Everything is completely built in. It comes as a complete set. You can also get like a one-piece rear coilover in the back if you wanted to.
Oh, so it's not a divorced setup.
So this is divorced, but you could if you wanted to.
Okay, I
it's not optimal with these cars. They like to have the divorced setup. But yeah, it comes with adjustable camber plates. It comes with adjustable sway bar end links. So I mean, you're just set to go.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. Sit like literally the perfect height.
I actually did have to play with the height a little bit in the front since I put the blower on it, because it did add a bit more weight. And when I was driving around and just like getting into my driveway, I noticed it was rubbing a bit more. So just a little bit of extra weight, I raised it like a 1/4 inch.
So these seats, these are the Recaro pole positions reupholstered in Fox Red by AMX.
AMX Performance, correct, yeah. So yeah, they're AMX Performance. I ended up getting them used from a guy on the forums. I was looking at them for a while. I really loved how they looked.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, the Fox Red literally matches perfect.
Dude, it's so good in this car.
It really set the interior, you know, over the top where, you know, the interior was just kind of stockish. I like the fact that, you know, this has the little less common, like, two-tone Fox and black. And these are the ABEs, which allows the factory seatbelt to pass through the seat instead of going, staying on the outside, which is a bit more comfortable on your waist when you're sitting.
Yeah, I really like the seat setup in this car. I think it's super tasteful with the interior if you're deciding to keep all the red. On the interior, you've also got the new, this is the new P3, the version 3?
That's the P3 V3 gauge, So since I went boosted, I wanted to change that because I had the V2. I wanted to be able to check my air to fuel ratio. I added the boost setup. You know, it's just good to monitor that type of stuff, so I really needed it.
It looks so good in this engine bay. It's gonna make me make some bad decisions after this film.
So this is ESS's newest kit. It's called the G1. They currently make their own blower now. This is pretty much exactly how the kit comes. It's the factory size pulley for 93. I do have the larger injectors, but other than that, it comes with a new updated plenum. The heat exchanger is a little better, and also the new upgraded front mount intercooler, which is a lot bigger than the old one that it used to came with. It really helps on keeping the car cooler.
Yeah, and one thing that I was talking about before with Zach that I didn't even realize, when you throw these superchargers on, you can clearly see all of the ITBs. It looks so cool. Like it actually really changes the way that the S65 looks in the engine bay. And the ESS in general is just like a really, really clean looking supercharger kit. From your standpoint, you've had this on for how long?
I've had it on for 2 months about.
Okay, so 2 months of ownership with S65 being charged. Do you prefer having the supercharger or do you prefer NA?
So it is a hard question to answer. I really enjoyed the car when it was NA. You know, people complain about the power or the torque with these cars. I thought the car felt amazing, especially for the time when this car came out. You know, that was a pretty substantial amount of power and just driveline in general. So just the car being supercharged with this new G1 kit, the car still feels NA, which is like the biggest thing. There's no crazy like boost curve. You don't like get higher in RPM and the boost just hits you. This thing, I'm telling you, when you drive this thing, you're gonna be like, where's all this power coming from?
You just dynoed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I just threw it out on the dyno. I went to a place called Beamer Performance Center in Raleigh. Car did well. I'm pretty happy with it. I might do some modifications later on down the road. But yeah, I mean, it got dynoed when it was 95 degrees. The humidity was like 45%. The intake temps were 113 degrees, and it made 507 wheel. So I can't wait to see when it cools down, and you know, maybe go later on when it's like fall or winter and see what it really does when it's cool. Because I mean, it was just heat soaked. It's super hot. You know, these things run extremely hot when they're NA.
And this is tuned by Alex over at Alpine?
This is tuned from Alex Alpine, correct? Yeah, I've had his tune for years on the car. I loved how the car felt. I have like the burble tune. Everybody, you know, loves the burble. Some people don't, but I think it just makes the driving experience a lot more fun. And like, you know, that's part of the driving experience, is hearing all the things and you know, messing around. So
speaking of the noises, that guy makes a ton of noise.
That thing makes a ton of noise. Just in general, I mean, if I'm driving around, this thing sounds like a jet plane, man. This thing's screaming. It makes all the right noises.
Yeah, and what's the exhaust setup on this car?
So I have a top speed catless quad resonated X-pipe with an Eisman race rear section.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's definitely pretty loud, but I feel like this is one of the best exhaust notes for this car. I love how the car sounds in the Eisman race.
Again, man, the Supercharger looks freaking awesome in here, and you installed all this yourself, yeah?
I did do it myself. I've worked on cars most of my life, so yeah, I mean, it just took me a couple days after work, just taking my time. I want to really shout out to ESS though for the USB they give you with like 190 step PDF.
Just like leads you right
I mean,
through.
it's just like, how much better R&D and like just helping people out can you get? I mean, it had pictures with every step.
And so as far as like service and everything, your shop, if you want to know what shop you go to and what you represent, that's NRP, yeah?
Yeah, so NRP, all great guys into the car community, really love helping people out. I have the rod bearings done on this car. I did my valve cover gaskets, did my water pump. But other than that, this thing has been super reliable to me. I've had no crazy issues, but right now I'm really enjoying it how it is. It's had everything I wanted and more. I'm just super happy with this kit.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, I think we should go for a drive.
Yeah, let's do it.
Check this thing out, dude. I'm hyped. Holy shit.
Yeah, the tires warm up, they're a bit cold.
Dude, it's almost like the perfect amount.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy.
But it's just right where it needs to be. Damn, I can just see the money like flowing out of my bank account.
Tonight.
Tonight, now, right after this film.
Yeah, I've kind of had that influence with a couple of my friends back,
I bet.
in Raleigh.
And also, the exhaust tone is like perfect. I think the resonators make that big of a difference, though.
Yeah, if I didn't have quad resonators, I think this thing would be a monster loud, and it would not be enjoyable.
Did they do a trans tune too?
So, as well. I also have the GTS trans tune as well.
Nice.
Which really, makes it stiff. It shifts a lot harder.
It brings it to life. Like
it really
gives that transmission a new life. It's
and
good.
What's crazy is, obviously the DCT is great.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome when it was stock, and then when I got the trans tune, I was like,
shit.
Holy smokes, how could this be any better? It also gives it a bit better drivability with like coasting and going from park to reverse.
For sure.
Drive to reverse.
You said it's 507 right now?
Yeah, it made 507.
Okay. Yeah, it feels good. It feels really good. But it's such a good like linear power. Like it doesn't punch you in the face.
Yeah.
It's like a good like smooth. It's nice.
Yeah, like I said, with this new G1 kit, it's kind of supposed to make the car feel NA a little bit.
Yeah.
Not so much like grab and boost and high RPM and like kind of losing, control of the car.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, no, the suspension feels great too.
Yeah, I love Broadway suspension. I've had them for a bit, and I've just kind of been staying loyal to them.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels great. Damn, dude, it just gets up so much better.
It just gets it like so low. Too.
Yeah, even just like casual driving, like it just drives better. Like the common thing that people say is like the car should have came. This is how the car like should have felt.
Yeah,
because it's so sluggish. Like starting out in first and second, like it's just a. Yeah, dude, it's perfect. It's fucking perfect. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, look at this car show going on. They were like,
we're not even at the car show.
Not even at the car show. That's the Lambo show. It's like, dude, why are you guys looking at the supercars?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
What's going on here? Everybody turned around. I was like, hold on, let me get my camera out.
Bro, that's supercharged. Bro, that's supercharged.
And you know what it is? This car, even if you don't know cars, people just love the looks of this car.
Yeah,
it's so aesthetic. It just flows.
There's something about the E9X like platform in general, and even like some of the E8X, that in my opinion they don't look outdated. Like people are like, oh, they look outdated. I feel like they don't. I feel like the newer cars look strangely futuristic.
Yeah, like over the top. Like they're too sharp
it's
or
like,
whatever.
It's like we're not even there yet.
$2 bill, yeah.
Is it a $2 bill?
My lucky $2 bill. I've had it in every car. Yeah,
I can tell immediately.
Yeah.
Like, it's different immediately. The DCT is so nice, man.
It's just awesome in this car.
It's fast. It shifts really, really quick. Yeah, the exhaust is great, dude.
It feels good in the passenger seat. You're the first person to drive this.
And I'm just like cruising, and I'm not even like, I'm a quarter, like the throttle's like a quarter of the way down, but it feels really good. Just like normal driving. And I think that that's one of the things that I'm most impressed about this.
Yeah.
Like it feels like the car should have been like this even NA. So. Wow, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I've never been in the passenger seat with it being blown yet, so.
This thing feels fucking great.
Wow.
It makes, like you said, it makes all of the right noises. great tone to it, man.
Yeah.
Like really clean tone. I dig it. How does it feel in the passenger seat?
It feels so different, like, because normally I don't have anyone ever drive my car. I mean, I would. I just, you know, we always drive in groups, so yeah. It even sounds different because I'm hearing it in this ear and not my left ear. Wow.
Yeah, suspension feels great.
Yeah, I recommend this suspension to anybody. And like I said, it comes all set up with everything too. So you don't have to buy like the camber plates. You don't have to buy the sway bar and links.
I had to piece a lot of stuff together in mine.
Just barks at you.
Oh yeah, this feels good. A lot different than mine.
In a good way, or?
Yeah, no, in a great way. It's very comfortable. Likes to get out a little bit there, yeah. This thing does make all the right noises.
Yeah, man, this car's fun. And
This car's so fun, dude. Yeah, I bet it is. Well, I bet you're not used to it, so it's like...
Yeah, I'm not used to it at all. I'm usually one holding on.
Yeah. Definitely makes me realize like how slow mine is. I mean, I already realized it, but it's totally different.
Nothing can beat the sound of this car, though.
Dude.
Yeah, and the drivability as well.
Yeah, no, they crushed it with these cars, dude. That's why people love them so much. Oh shit, all the kids are still up.
Go to like 7,000 RPM and let off the gas. It'll.
Oh, that's funny. Look at them, they're still filming.
Yeah, they're all filming.
They're all still filming.
Man, this thing just pulls now.
Dude, it feels great.
Yeah.
It feels really good. I love the burbles, man.
Yeah, I love the
It's
burbles.
just like more exciting to drive.
Man, third gear rips, dude.
Rips. This thing rips, dude. It feels great.
You know, it's not crazy horsepower or torque.
Really
it
not.
just really makes this car feel alive.
It's usable.
Yeah.
It's all usable.
Listen, guys, if you're thinking about supercharging your car, this is how you find out to do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
I mean, I've owned this for a couple months now, boosted, and me just sitting in the passenger seat, I'm like, wow, this car just feels amazing.
Yeah. It makes the biggest difference when you go passenger seat in your own car, and you're like, oh shit, like it actually feels fantastic. You can hear it wind up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap this video up. Huge shout out to my buddy Zach. Zach, again, man, thank you so much for coming on the channel. Let me drive your car. It feels way different than NA. If you guys want to follow Zach on his Instagram, what's your Instagram?
Mineral Weiss M3.
Mineral Weiss M3. I'm gonna have it tagged down below for you guys. But again, huge shout out to him coming out and showing us the car. And if you guys are looking for any of the parts, like all of the feature film videos, I try to link those in the description if I can find them. If not, just shoot him a DM. I'm sure he can help you out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.